Cadel Evans is going into the start house. There he is. What an incredible day in the Tour de France. Absolutely fantastic racing here.
It's one of Australia's greatest sporting achievements.
There is the man who's won the Tour de France, Cadel Evans, the first Australian to win the Tour de France.
He'd come so close so many times that he was beginning to think it was never going to happen. Well, this time he nailed it, and it was a big moment.
Phil Liggett has covered more than 50 Tours de France, but 2011 was special.
It's going to be a big night in Australia tonight.
The glorious ride into the Champs-Élysées to win the Tour de France, a first for Australia. Boy, you couldn't have written a script better, unless your name was Connor Delves, of course.
15 years on, it's the subject of a one-man play.
Nearly 20 years of racing has led to this stage, this moment. Breath, heart rate, power, focus. Win the Tour de France. Come on, Cadel. I thought, I could probably ride a bike for a whole show. I love Cadel Evans. He changed my life. I grew up in my parents' bike shop. And I'd never had the opportunity to play an Australian, never had the opportunity to be or play an athlete. Of course. Why didn't I think of this before?
Performed entirely on a bike for about an hour, Connor Delves cycles more than 30 kilometres and reaches speeds of 50 kilometres an hour, bringing a whole new meaning to method acting.
From day one, I said the effort is the important thing for me on the stage. I want to show endurance sport as it is, the grittiness, the sweat. I sweat a lot in the show. What I drew inspiration from was Beyonce. So she trains on the treadmill, sings on the treadmill. So I said, well, if Beyonce can sing on the treadmill, I can speak on the bike.
To do that, he gave up drinking and started a strict training program.
I had to get my body in a position, kind of like the Tour de France and the endurance sport, to really be able to do it every single night at full effort.
And he's not just riding any bikes. They're all originals that Cadel rode during that winning race.
All this stuff that's just been sitting there with 2011 on it, a lot of it has, his signature. A lot of it can't be washed because he's sweated in it.
Cadel Evans, concentration, and rocks out the saddle.
Connor also spoke to his muse to help bring the concept to life.
He said, well, I'm honoured that you thought of me to do a play. I'm like, you're honoured? What are you talking about, Cadel? I'm honoured, that you're even giving me the time of day.
The project debuted at Edinburgh Fringe last year to rave reviews.
Good morning from Edinburgh. We have just sold out the rest of our run here. I see Lycra in the audience. I see men in the audience crying. Men that I've never seen in the theatre.
It took me about 3 minutes of watching him to not think he wasn't Cadel. He'd studied Cadel inside out. And I was looking at Cadel Evans riding the Tour de France.
This one here, this is where you first learnt to ride. So you were 2 and just in the park down the road.
Connor grew up in his parents' bike shop in Perth and was competing from a young age.
Mum did triathlon a few weeks after giving birth to me, pushing me on the pram, running down the Swan River and going out to watch Dad mountain bike. I mean, I've seen them compete and the risk involved with that and the hard work. That's you racing there, right?
Yep, got my best shot.
And in 1996, his dad competed in the Mountain Biking World Cup against a young Cadel Evans, who was just 15 at the time.
So, and of course he lapped me in no time, which is fine. As a competitor, you enjoy that as well, seeing that next level. So yeah, it was great, loved it.
Félicitations.
Back in 2011, the whole family was huddled around the TV.
It's kind of like Christmas, winning the tour, watching an Australian win it. So struggled to sleep that night.
It's a TV moment he's now seen more than 1,000 times. And on Friday, he reenacted it in front of Cadel himself.
Is there anyone in the audience who's had a play made about this? Everyone understand that it's kind of a little bit strange to be able to positively influence people and maybe young riders in Australia and athletes and people outside of sport in Australia is probably on a personal level the greatest thing.
It's a responsibility too, to tell his story truthfully, honestly, and do it well. I definitely didn't take that for granted.